After this week, Genny will no longer have the stock turbo anymore. It is currently a very rainy Friday afternoon, but I knew I had to come and get this part of the video because I have not done the intro yet. I've done everything else except for the intro. For the last week, I have been working, here we go with the rain. For the last week, I have been working on getting everything removed and prepped for the turbo upgrade because a few months ago, I told you guys that I wanted to do a turbo upgrade on Genny. But at that point in time, I didn't know what turbo I wanted to go with and I didn't know any of the time frame. But as of last week, that plan has been real and we've gotten pretty far. I pretty much, bro, this rain, I can't do my intro. I've pretty much gotten everything taken off of the car that needs to be taken off. I got the whole I pretty much got the whole turbo out from the hot side. I have the manifold out. I have the downpipe off of the car. And I have all the auxiliary, like the feed lines and stuff off. But first, I really want to show you guys the turbo that we went with to replace the stock unit and to give her the power that she's been missing, because on stage 2, she was fun, but she's always been missing a little more, and I feel like this turbo has a chance of getting us that. As you guys can see, we have everything out of the car. The manifold is gone, the downpipe is just hanging down there. Everything is out that needs to be out. We had to take off the power steering bracket to get to one corner bolt of the manifold, but that's out. It's all in the car. I'll show you guys that as well. Pretty much everything is done in terms of removing shit. We have everything off that we need to do. The only thing I'm waiting for now are a few parts. The main thing I'm waiting on is an oil feed line, because the stock one is leaking. It's very prone to leaking because it's a hard line. It's not like Teflon or braided steel or anything. It's a very hard line, and that was been on here for like 12 years. So that one started leaking a little bit ago. It wasn't bad, but now I'm like, okay, I should probably replace that. So I have that on the way. I have the new gasket, and I'm gonna reuse the downpipe gasket for now, as long as it doesn't leak. If it leaks, then we'll replace it. But it's in pretty good shape. So I got a CATS kit, and I got some new exhaust stuff. I went back to single exit 3-inch because I wanted the most free-flowing exhaust I could with this setup, and the one we had, it was 3-inch, but it had that big ass muffler at the back. So I didn't really want that, so we stripped that. We're going back to single exit, and once those parts get here, we can start putting everything back on. And then after that, all we'll have to do is fueling. I have fueling inside the house, so they'll be here. Well, they are here, but they'll be on the car after the turbo. I want to turn it on with the turbo first to make sure none of the lines are leaking, and then we'll do fueling. We'll handle that. Because once you do fueling, you can't really, you can turn it on, but it's less forgiving than just having a simple airflow change. You'll be running rich and shit. So let me show you guys the turbo, because I think that thing is gorgeous. I tell you, that thing is gorgeous. Shout out to my girlfriend because she got it for me. I'm not gonna lie, she got it for me. I told her not to, she did it anyways. But yeah, man, Genny is getting surgery done. I wanted to record the disassembly process, but I got a little excited and I went ahead and did it. Yeah, I'll try to record as much as the assembly process I can and the fueling, but I know for a fact that I'm gonna get that tune footage up there. That's a must. And also, I think I'm gonna tone down on the pops and bangs, because the pops and bangs, they really did a number on my gaskets for the manifold. My pops and bangs were so hard that the manifold and the downpipe bolts, they were loose. Like, they weren't loose to where the manifold's backing off. It was loose to where I didn't have to put any muscle to get them off, which was weird and also kind of scary. So I'm gonna tone down on the pops and bangs and just keep it kind of neutral, like some little nice burbles or whatever. Meantime, we gotta find a way to get out of this rain. I could just make a run for it and I'll be fine, but I don't have a jacket on, I just have a shirt. I came out here when it was nice and sunny, and in like 2 seconds it started pouring down like this. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but the gasket is right there. I left it right there. The hot side and the compressor housing are in the car, and the new turbo is inside as well. It's still wrapped up in the box. I opened it, but I just put it back. So I have to fight this somehow, and I don't know how. And also, I got this little punk ass dog hiding under the Genny. Look at this motherfucker. Oh shit. I also did was I mounted the oil cooler in a different spot because where I had the oil cooler before, it was sitting right on top of the intercooler behind the crash bar, and that wasn't a good amount of airflow, so I have it sitting on top of the crash bar instead, and you can kind of see it right here. That should be a lot more airflow, even though the grill is in the way, but it should still be getting a good amount of airflow compared to before. I just saw lightning. Dude, it's raining. Dude, it's fucking crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. Genny's just getting fucked. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going inside, bro. I'm not, no. So while it's absolutely flooding outside, well, God forbid, while it's absolutely pouring down outside, there's Genny. She's all right. The absolute pile of boxes I've had in my corner. These are all parts. That's an oil feed line that I got. Not an oil feed line. I think an oil drain line, maybe. That's the turbo. That's the exhaust clamp, and this is the gasket. So let's look at the turbo, because that's the most important. Back up. So they gave us a new seal, some new gaskets and crush washers, like hardware, extra hardware. And here is the turbo. It's wrapped up nice and, you know, comfy. I'm gonna set you guys up while I open this, because I cannot get this unwrapped with one hand. Look at this. This thing is beautiful. It spins amazingly. It's in perfect, I won't say perfect, but it's in really good condition for where it came from. There's no side-to-side play. There's no back and forth play that I feel. It spins amazingly. This is an 11-blade billet wheel. You can count it if you want. I'll give you a second. 11-blade billet wheel matched with a lighter 9-blade turbine wheel. I'll give you a second. All right. The stock turbine is 11 blades, so it's less, but it should help with high end, and it might sound a little different too. And the stock compressor is, I believe it's also 11, but it has the small little splitter blades in between the big ones. This has none. They're just all full length blades, and also it's billet, so that'll help. I guess that'll help kind of sustain heat more airflow. I assume. I'm not sure exactly, but all I know, this is lighter. It looks better, looks way better, and it's just made better, at least in terms of performance-wise. Maybe not OEM reliability, but if there's a do, this is. I tried to make something work. I didn't know what I was gonna say. Here's the fueling. That's the fuel pump. Wait, no, is that a fuel pump? I don't know. The fuel pump's in one of these boxes, and those are extra injectors that I don't use. They gave me 6. I'm assuming for a V6 Genny, but I'm not a V6 Genny, so they gave me 2 extra. I only need 4. So those are the 2 that I don't need. The fuel pump is in one of these boxes, and the rest of the fuel injectors are too. But they pretty much look like that: 650cc injectors and 340 lph fuel pump. That is gonna go in the car pretty soon. All right, so it started raining again, so I had to come back inside and get this clip, but we have the old turbo out. Here it is. She did us good, but it's time to let her go. So here's the old turbo. The pliers I bought still didn't work, so my dad had to work some magic and get it off from me with a screwdriver and a hammer and the near-nose pliers that I had, but he got it off. I took the wastegate aspirator off. I have the dirty-ass compressor housing right here that I'm going to clean, and we have the retired unit. It still spins pretty good for 150,000 miles, you know. It's definitely seen some heat. It's definitely seen a lot of heat and a lot of blow-by, apparently, because that's dirty as hell. But it still spins really good. She was still making boost perfectly fine, but she was just too slow. But yeah, it's done now. So tomorrow when the oil feed line gets here, I'm gonna put everything back together. I'm gonna get this clean, and then I'm really gonna go ahead and put it back in the car and get everything buttoned back up. That's the main thing I'm gonna record for this video, or this part of the whole turbo process. The next video will be fueling, which probably won't be as long, but it should still be pretty interesting to see how I do. But yeah, man, here it is, turbo dismantle. I'm gonna keep this for, you know, memories and shit like that. I don't really think anybody's gonna want a 150,000 mile turbo unless they like want to rebuild it or something. So eventually I will put it up, maybe, but so right now I'm keeping this because this held me down, bro. And it's been through all my pop and bang and flame abuses. Guys, it fits. Look at this. Oh, that looks so nice. Now on the back of the housing, it has a little locking tab right here. That little hole right there, there's a little piece that sticks out and it kind of locks in place. And once you get it on that tab, it's basically where it will sit, and it just listen, no noise. It spins perfectly. It fits. There's no scraping noise. At first it was because it wasn't on the tab and I started freaking out. Look, that looks awesome. Oh man, I'm so excited, bro. Look. Yeah. Oh man, that looks way better than the stock. No offense, but wow. So we have a whole box of parts that we're gonna use for the Genny. Fast forward a few hours later, or like a day, and this is everything that we need to finish the turbo. So we have the gasket, we have the downpipe gasket, we have a catch can that's probably gonna go over there with the PCV. First thing we have to do is we need to get the new turbo into the compressor housing and get that fitted onto the, I need to put the whole turbo back together itself. I don't need to bolster it on just yet. I need to get it in one unit so that we can just throw it on, bolts on the downpipe, put on the lines, and that's it. And it shouldn't be that big of a deal. The only thing I'm worried about is getting the snap ring around it, because that was hell to get it off of the old turbo. But I think I could probably manage and get it. The compressor housing, I cleaned it up as best as I could. I gave up after a while because I didn't want to get too much water inside of here and like fuck up the engine. Let's get the new assembly in, get it secured, and we'll transfer all the lines and stuff that we need. Then we'll get the hot side, put it onto here, and we have the V-bands. We have one right there, and there's another one somewhere. Actually, no, there was one. Yeah, it was one V-band, but two sides of it. Then after that, the turbo will be one whole piece. I have the lines up here. I have the bolts, the snap ring. We need that right now. The snap ring right here. I have the wastegate actuator because I had to take that off to get the housing off. I gotta, well, I had to take it off to clean it. The little bit that I did clean. So we have that right there. So let's see if we can get, I'm not excited. Let's see if we can get the damn wheel into the new housing. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I might have to wait on my dad. I told him to bring home the snap ring part, so hopefully he sees it and he doesn't forget, because then we'll have to wait even longer. But let's see what we can do. So as for this, it should be as simple as getting the actual good snap rings, putting it on here, squeezing them, and then just sliding it into the little groove here, and that should be it. It's already where it is. As like I said last night, there's a little locking nub thing here, so it, once you get it there, it can't really move, and it's where it's supposed to be, because it spins really cleanly. So we're trying to get this on, and then we can really start fixing everything.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Okay, so I've been at it for like hours on end, and I'm pretty much just getting everything buttoned up. I got the turbo back on, the manifold is in one piece, all the lines are connected and tightened. And now right now I'm putting the die pipe back on, fighting with these bolts, and then we'll put these back on, and really the turbo's in at that point. I got the new oil on. I have to zip tie this somewhere because I don't want to just sit in here, but I think for now it'll be okay. Got a few more things like that heat shield to put on. I got to put the bracket back on for this and the heater core hoses, but and the actuator. Can't forget that. And then after that, put this back on, put the belt back on, and I'm done. Well, for the turbo, then I got to do fueling. Oh my God, there's still so much to do. Guys, so it is, as you can see, it's the next day. And after hours and hours, we are officially at the point where we can prime the system and check for leaks. Now, I've already been priming it and checking, and I had a few leaks that I had to solve, but I think I got them. I'm gonna prime it, go check under. There was a leak up top with the top of the feed line. I got that figured out. And now I think there's a leak at the bottom, but I just tightened it. It hurt a lot. But I just tightened it, so I'm gonna go prime it, make sure that it's not leaking, and once we're sure that it's not leaking, we'll get the first start. All right. All right. Now, let's go look one more time. That's bone dry. We checked the coolant. The coolant wasn't leaking at all down there by the motor mount. That was the tell, because it would pool like down here, but as you can see, there's nothing there anymore. Now we just have to go check down here again. This is gonna be the annoying one because there's no space to really tighten that fitting. What feels like the 500th time, I tightened that nut down there. Tightened it a decent amount, I think. I tightened it to where now the whole line is turning. So I might loosen it just a little bit just to get it off of that coolant line right here, the water hose line, but I think it might be okay. And yeah, I think it'll be all right. So let's go prime it, check it. I have a good feeling about this because like I said, now the whole line is moving. At first it wasn't, but now it is. Okay, the oil pressure light went off instantly, which is good. Let's go ahead and plug back in these. Plug these back in and turn it on. Okay, so I just hooked the injectors back in. I got the power steering fluid refill because a lot of it came out when we took the pump out. I double checked down there and it looks pretty dry. Up here is still bone dry. There's nothing coming down there on the mount right under it. So, and also I gave the turbo a little spin and it's spinning good. So I'm going to slide this on. I'm not gonna put this on so I can still reach and see it and hear it better. If something goes wrong, I'm sure Genny will let us know. So that sounds a lot better. Oh, that sounds a lot better. Nothing's leaking up there. I don't hear anything grinding up here. Now let's jump under the car and watch. I don't see any oil leaks or coolant leaks, but I think we're still having some power steering fluid leaks. Let's go peek at the dash. Make sure the dash doesn't have an oil light There's no oil light.
Purchase your tracks today.
The oil's getting up to temp. I think we're good. I don't hear anything. Everything sounds good. I think that stopped leaking. No, it's still leaking a little bit. We can look at that over time. Alright, I'm gonna let it idle for a little bit. Just listen for weird sounds and such. Alright, let's go check. I don't hear any weird sounds. Everything sounds like it should. But I really want to figure out why the power steering pump is leaking like it is. I don't know if I need to swap washers or tighten on those 10 bolts, but that's relatively, that's a easier fix. I think turbo's in. I did, we did it. My girlfriend did too. She's the one that bought me the turbo, so shout out to you, babe. I gotta make sure it's normal for it to be smoking like this. But I think this is it. Turbo in. So now next thing we have to do is fueling and the fuel pump at the back, and then we can figure out the tuning situation. No lights on the dash, and the oil has warmed up to pretty much operating temps, but I'm gonna turn her off for the day and just sit on this victory, come back tomorrow again, make sure everything has not changed. Oh man, it's been weeks since I've heard this car on, bro. Holy cow. Holy cow. I need some, evidently I need some air in my tires, but there's nothing else on the dash. Oh, let's go. I have no idea how glad I am to be done with this, bro. She's been down since last Sunday, I think. It's Tuesday that I'm finishing the install. So it's been a little over a week. And it's finally done, bro. Look at this. I had got shit all up in my hair. Look, bro. I look like one of them dudes from the old Call of Duty games, the one that be like with the grass on them, like camouflage. That's what I look like right now. Yeah, man. That's it. So this is the first part of the turbo series, the turbo itself. Next video will be fueling. Third video will be the tune. I'm done, bro. I'm not even gonna do no outro, bro. I'm tired. It's hot. I don't even know what time it is. So stay tuned for the rest of the steps on this. Like I said, once we get tuning, once we get that dyno, bro, I'm gonna be ripping this hole, bro. Hopefully around here before I go to North Carolina. But that's not a given. I just need to have it done before North Carolina and tuned. If I can have it tuned before North Carolina, I'll be okay if I don't get to rip it around here. But it's still smoking. I hope that's assembly oils. I think it is, because it's not like bad. It's not blue, which is good. It's just white, and like, you know, like grayish, and it's very light. But man, I'm out, bro. Fucking outro, bro.